Hi everyone, my name is Musa. Good evening. Can you hear me? Could I have a response, please? Okay, thank you very much. I would like to begin today's session. This is 1 hour session on today's class. We will be mainly concentrating on formal writing style, and you have some exercises that you can actually attempt to answer, which means you can actually write your answers in the chat box. However, I would like to mention that it is always good for you to speak. I was made to understand by Yasir that we would have about 40 students. So this is a very good number. And let us hope that you can actually get in the conversations as we go by. And you can ask any questions you want, and we will try to give you answers. And also, it's a good idea for you to speak as well, because we need to sort of break the ice and get out of the box and make sure that you can also contribute. It's not actually, for me, it's not actually a one-sided affair. You're going to contribute as well, and this means not only you, I would also be learning. So thank you very much, and now I'm going to present the screen. And people, can you see the screen?
Yes, sir. Can say.
Okay, that's very nice. And let us begin. Now, today I'm going to talk about academic writing, the basis of academic writing. And academic writing is actually a very kind of broad topic. So you got a multitude of factors that are in academic writing. And this means we will need to understand and actually play with it for us to understand what academic writing is. Um, in this present era, what you see is that all types of writing actually, get into the formal style, and some people may not actually agree with it, but that is how it is. So let us see what we have got here. Now, academic writing, some tips. Formal style. Formal writing needs to be clear, unambiguous, literal, and well structured. Now, unambiguous actually means you need to be clear. You need to say what you want, and you need to mean. You need to say what you mean. Actually, whatever you say has to be clear. So, whenever you use language, make sure that it is actually clear. And well structured means there are so many ways that you can structure your essay. In an assignment, you have some important aspects that you need to look into. For example, you will want to have an introduction, and in the introduction, you might have some points there, and also, in the body of your assignment, you might have other things to put in. Make sure that you put in as well, and also, in the end, in the conclusion, you bring the conclusion well as well. In the formal writing, uh, you have to, not only in the formal writing, but also other writing, you would need to write meaningful sentences. For example, you need to write complete sentences, making sure that your thoughts are actually complete. Now, a sentence is a set of words or a collection of words that give you a complete meaning. A sentence begins with a capital letter and ends in a full stop, right? Now, paragraphs are also groups of sentences written on a single point. For example, in every paragraph, you will have a topic sentence. So the other sentences in the paragraph would actually describe the topic sentence, give you a few examples, and then conclusion, right? And if you're going to have an argument, of course, arguments have both sides. Like, for example, some people will be talking for something and the others will be talking against something. So in academic writing, we always have kind of a debate. So that means most often, it would be two sides, arguments. And so, and also it must be relevant to a well-defined thesis. So when you write your assignments, let's say you have your proposals or you have your assignments, all your assignments will have a question. They have a background. So when you choose your statement, your background, your problem, that is from where everything actually starts. Now, an essay or dissertation or thesis must contain a single topic. For example, your thesis might be written on what shall I say, the negative effects of the pandemic, which started in 2019, end of 2019. So right from the beginning till the end, your essay should actually be written about that topic. You shouldn't be talking about growing papayas or maybe, going fishing or something. Okay. The introductory paragraph should be made in the first one, because in the first paragraph, you would have what you are going to describe, explained, and that is the reason why you have a rationale or maybe a, what shall I say, an abstract. For example, that will deal with what you're going to be writing. How you say, the abstract will tell you what you did and how you did it and what the results were. So, as simple as that. Everything that is related, that's written, should be related clearly to the main idea. So in an essay or in an assignment, you cannot have 3 or 4 ideas. It's going to be written on just one single idea. Academic writing is not one-sided. I think I should have highlighted this note a little bit darker, maybe a little bit bolder, but academic writing is not one-sided. You talk not only about the strengths, also about your weaknesses, and also what is the researcher's point of view. That also we need to be brought into consideration. So that is what we are going to be doing when we are writing academically. You need to discuss the weak points, opposing views in your arguments related to the topic. For example, if you're talking about, let's say, some kind of research, some kind of thing that you are writing, the way you collect your data, the way you interpret your data, and the number of people whom you are going to collect the data from. The researcher might say that I'm going to collect data from 20 people. But in the research, what you find is, the data has already been collected only from 15 people. So what happened to the rest? What happened to the five people whom you said going to be there but not there? You need to explain that. Otherwise, that's going to be a weak point. So this is the kind of thing. There are so many ways that you could be actually going on in that. And when it comes to the question of writing your answers, please write your answers in the dialog box. And those of you who want to speak it, you just what shall I say? You're welcome to speak. Now, the importance of transitions. Now, what on earth is the transition? The transition is actually going from one point to the other, from one side to the other, something of that sort. Okay. Now let us see some transition elements. If you're talking about similarity, you can use a phrase like in the same way or likewise. you know how to write your sentences. So, if you want to describe similarity, we're going to talk about similarity. This is just, these are just a few ways that, you can actually do it. Let me actually tell you that these are not actually exhaustive lists. The list will go on, and the reason why I had written this here is because just to introduce to you that these things actually exist. For example, if you want to contrast, I mean, let's say that you talk about something, and then you say, well, okay, surfing is a good sport. But if you want to contrast, you can say, well, however, there are some dangers that lie in surfing, right? Or you can say, but. The moment you introduce a word like but or in contrast or on the other hand, that means you are actually deviating from the original idea. You're going into somewhere else. You're going to describe something different. So that is how you would use something to do with the contrast. Okay. You can say that restaurants in the Maldives, especially in Malay area, are very good, but there are some, and then you can actually introduce a controversial view, right? That's how it should be. Sequence. For example, you could write about, for example, health. People might write about some symptoms, right, of let's say maybe some kind of flu, or maybe kind of fever, or any other disease. For example, if you are suffering from worm trouble, the first thing that might happen to you is this, and secondly, it happens. This is the thing that's going to happen. Secondly, and then thirdly, and then finally. So that is the sequence, and in order to explain sequence, you can also talk about not only first, second, third, but also you could use the time order, or the chronological order, which comes afterward the time, one afterward, and you can also talk about that. Anyway, can you receive my voice loud and clear? Can I have an answer, please?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and is there anything that you want to ask? Just clarify, or maybe break the ice. Who is bold enough to say something, to ask me something?
I have a question.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, from an article I read online, it says that in a thesis there should be three questions. Is it, or that we can use only one question?
Three. Well, you could have even more than three questions, but all those questions must be actually connected. There must be one main question, and after that, you could have sub questions giving power to the main question. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
If you're not clear, you should ask. Because I don't believe that whatever answer I give, will be sunk in without any controversy. You could actually ask me questions until you are clear. That will be, because I would like you to ask questions. Because that is the only way that we can learn. So that the more questions you ask, the better it will be for you and me, and also for the other students who are in the class. Yeah, that's how it is. Mainly, when you talk about a thesis, that any thesis would be written on a single topic. So that topic has the first thing that you do is, you choose a problem, you find a problem, and then on that problem you ask a question, right? And that is the main question. And then to give, let's say, more information to the main question, there may be other questions that are related to the main question that will actually answer, in a way that the whole thing actually would be fulfilled. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. Let's say when you give, this is I was talking about the chronological order. The chronological order is very simple. It's a simple thing. When you say chronological, some people are, oh yeah, well, what a big word. No, I mean, there's nothing fancy about it. Chronological actually means time. So let us think about what you do first thing when you get up in the morning, and then what do you do, and then after that what do you do? What do you do in the towards noon, and what do you do in the afternoon, and then at last what do you do before you go to bed? Okay, so that actually that order will never change for anybody. It will remain the same. However much we want to actually change it, we can't change it. We cannot have, let's say, 7 o'clock in the morning followed by 10 o'clock in the morning. No, it doesn't happen. So that is why when you write something, it has to be in some sort of order. It can be first, second, third. It can be sequence. It can be time. It can be from easy to difficult, or it can be from difficult to easy. All of those things will happen. Okay. When you give examples, you can say, for example, you give, something, 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 and then namely, after namely, you would actually point out something, and then specifically also, the same thing. And to illustrate, to illustrate means, you're going to give some points. You're going to maybe even have a drawing, to illustrate. You can actually talk about that. Emphasis. Now, when you emphasize something, you're giving a lot of you're exerting a lot of power. You emphasize, putting more effort into it, something. So you say, well, in fact, right? For example, you say, well, okay, my son didn't do too well in his exam, and he didn't have, even though I advised him, he didn't have his exercise books ready, and he didn't have his, materials ready and all that. In fact, he didn't actually try anything at all. The only thing was that he just went and did the exam. So, that sort of thing. And truly means also, well, maybe, some of these words are old, but you keep on using them, don't you? So that is it. And place and position. Well, here, these are actually prepositions that you use above, below, in front of, nearby, here, there, and so on. Cause and effect. A cause and effect is very important in our academic writing. Let's say that, you're talking about consequently, hence, therefore, thus. Now, when you talk about cause and effect, you might want to write an essay on smoking and its bad habits, its bad effects. So, smoking causes this, that, and the other. And careless driving causes this, that, and the other. So you can talk about all those things and anything that is bad. For example, when you are actually going the road today, you would see a lot of people. We're supposed to be wearing the mask, but you see a lot of people who are not wearing the mask. Some of them do not even have the mask. Some of them may be wearing the mask only halfway. They can only be covering their mouth, and the nose is there. Somebody can pinch the nose. That can happen. But some of them even do not have a mask. So they think that the mask is something that should be on display. If it may be hanging through one ear, well, that's okay. We have a mask, don't we? No, it doesn't happen like that. So, these are some of the things that, you'll be thinking about, okay? And additional support or evidence. Additionally, and or besides, equally important, that will actually give you addition of something there. And then conclusion, summary. Finally, in brief, in conclusion, to conclude, to sum up, you can write. Now, as I have said, this is not an exhaustive list of what we have to do here in transitions, but make sure that depending on the kind of essay that you write, please make sure that your choice of words are well thought of, and they are taken carefully. Otherwise, you may get into some difficulties. Any questions? Or am I going too fast or too slow? Hello. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Now, write what you mean what you write. So here, this is, I think, what I have actually said to you in the beginning. Make sure that whatever you write, read it again and again to find out if I said what I had wanted. This is something that you always do in academic writing, and I think you probably will do it even when you text someone. Whatever you write, you write is for someone else. Okay, so you need to make sure that it makes sense. If not, it could be troublesome. So avoid using terms like going the extra mile, at the end of the day, turned off, because these are actually, I would say, cliches or maybe very old terms that probably don't mean much. So don't use those. These terms are imprecise and should not be included in formal writing, because I'm talking about formal writing. So formal writing has a discipline that you need to follow, and then make sure that you write formally. Okay, I think there are few people who have their mics on. So unless they want to speak, they can keep it, I think, closed. I would say Ahmad, yeah, and Mishwal, you have yours is also on, I guess. And Aishat also has the mic on. Okay, let us take a look at this. The sentence I have actually written in blue. I never for one moment thought that there would be such a commotion in the cafeteria. Well, who would like to write the answer to that question in the chat box? I never for a moment thought that there would be such a commotion in the cafeteria. How would you improve this sentence? There are several ways. Try some and write your improved version in the chat box. Okay? Uh, I'm actually listening. I'm taking a look at your chat box to see what you've written. So please go ahead and write some answers. I'm going to give you some time. I don't see any answers. Okay, the question is this. I never for one moment thought that there would be such a commotion in the cafeteria. Okay, who would like to write the answers? there you go. I have written the sentence, and I think you can see it now. Could you actually change it to a better one? Guys, please write the answers. So Mariam, are you writing the answer? Yeah, well, very good answers. And I think what you can do is you can actually sort of replace the word commotion with another word. Okay, I never expected such chaos. Not such a chaos, but such chaos in the cafeteria. Well, okay, that sounds all right. In any given case, it's illogical to believe there be a commotion in the cafeteria. That's a little bit technical, though. Yeah, well, you could say something like, oh, well, I mean, I don't know, I hadn't, I don't think I should give you the answers. Okay. Yeah, okay, disturbance is all right. Yeah, very good, very good, very good answers. Keep it up, people. And I think we have a very good audience here. And that's very well done, I would say. Okay, I mean, you could write something. It never occurred to me that the cafeteria could be so noisy. Yeah. Hey, yes, very good. Ulfa, that you've done very well, I guess. I never expected an uproar in the cafeteria. Yeah, that's wonderful. Okay, so we're going to we getting the general idea, aren't we? Okay, let's move on. That's good, for this one. Right. Let's go to the next one. Avoid redundancy. Redundancy means when you think about words that you can save. You please save them. So it says here, when 2 words will do, there is no need to use 20 words. For example, those of you who have done Shakespeare probably might know that Polonius, I think, he used something like 67 words to say yes. I mean, that's too much, isn't it? Academic writing is not like that. If you can save words, that will actually give you a better grade. For example, don't be wordy, meaning that if you can avoid a word, please avoid it. And if you can make it shorter, please make it short. That's all there is to it, okay? After writing a sentence or paragraph, read it over and over to see if any words could be eliminated. This is something that you need to do. This way, your point will become much stronger, okay? Now, academic courses specify page word limits. Now, sometimes your lecturers, or maybe the courses that you do, sometimes the rubric will say, well, okay, this essay will actually be something like 1,200 words, or maybe 3,000 words, or maybe 4,000 words, or something, something of that sort. So whatever you need to think about is that whenever there is a word limit, please go by it. If you are given 2,000 words, don't write 4,000 words. If you're given 2,000 words, don't write only 1,000 words. Okay? So this is something that we need to think about. Let's say academic courses specify page word limits to ensure that the essay should be of the appropriate depth. So when you are given a question and the number of words that you need to write, those people who write the question know that the answers can be written using these number of words. For example, if you are given 1,200 words, then they know that 1,200 words will give you the better content. Okay, let's take a look at these few sentences. And as I have said, I would want you to write the answers in the chat box. The first one is all of the boys were present. All of the boys were present. Can you actually change it to a better one? Write your answers in the chat box. Could I have more, please? I'm not, you have written boys were present. I don't think that is complete. All the boys attended. Yes, that's very good. Entire boys. All the boys were present. Yes. And you could say everyone was present also would actually be okay, I guess. Right. So let's, at the present moment, in this point in time, we are looking for a solution now. Let's see whether you can write that one. That's a fairly long sentence, but here you can see the screen, and let us see how you can attempt to do that. Anybody? We are currently looking for a solution. Yes, exactly. Currently means, yeah, that's a very good sentence, Zulfa. That's very well done. We are up for a solution. Okay. You could say we are searching for one. We are working on a solution. We are thinking of a solution. But the currently is actually, I think, you know, you need to, right now we are looking for a solution. Yes. Very good, Aminath. We need a solution. You could say we need a solution now. Because the time is important, isn't it? But you're doing well. All of you are doing well, I would say. Okay, let us take a look at the other one. The meeting is for the purpose of discussing plans. The meeting is for the purpose of discussing plans. Let us see what you can write there. Yeah, Soba, that's good. We need a solution, yes. Okay, Karthik, that's good. The meeting is set for discussions, yes. Wonderful, people. All right, let's go to the last one there. We will see you in the near future. We will see you in the near future. Please write the answers. We will meet later, yes. See you soon. Now, see you soon is also a sentence, but it's not actually complete. So you can say, we shall see you soon, or we will see you soon. Hoping to see you soon, yes. Till we meet again. These are not actually, we will meet you soon, yes. That's please, sure, please make sure that, you write complete sentences. This is a very good way of doing it, I guess. Hoping to see you soon. Yeah, right? Very good. Let's, we shall catch up with you later. In the near future. Well, in the near future means it's a little bit long, so you could say, well, okay, see you soon, and let's meet again. Yeah, let's catch up later, shall we? Yeah, it's very good, very nice. Okay, right. Now let us go back to the next one. This is kind of funny, I would say. Always write in mind. Write in mind. Write in mind means that keep your thought alert, right? Please have it in your mind always that others will be interested in reading your work. So whatever you write, make sure that it is interesting. Make sure that it is not like yesterday's lunch, right? And if you did that, people probably wouldn't be able to follow you. Even if they did want to follow you, they would say, well, okay, this is so difficult, so many big words, and I can't read it. So these things might happen. Your work may not always be published, but scientific work most often will be, published. So hence, it is important to avoid pejorative, insulting, and offensive terms. Now then, this is an interesting area, isn't it? Sometimes when we are angry with one another, we fire this abusive language. I mean, I don't do it often, but I know some. You don't actually want to find things like this, things that I have written in red in your thesis, in your essay, in your discourse. A waste of time, pointless, muck it up, nigger, good for nothing, druggy, demented. All of these words are not actually very good, so you don't use them. Okay, so can you think of any words that you might not actually want to use in your essays? Let's have some fun and write some. Anybody? Or are you too shy? Think of something to write. Racist words, yeah. Okay, bored, yeah, very good, yeah. Totally gross, yeah. I think, that's very nice. So, you know that stuff, yeah. You never use those in academic writing. And, oh my God, guys, no, you don't write those words, you're right. So I think we are standing on a texting jargon. Well, yeah, that's a very important area, Karthik. I think, what you need to do is please don't use texting jargon. Like, for example, BRB, for, what does it stand for? BRB, what? I can't actually remember. What is BRB, people? Be right back. Yeah, very good. Yeah, right. What is TTYL? Karthik.
Talk to you later.
Talk to you later. Oh, wonderful. Okay, TTYL. Yeah. Well, you see, unfortunately, what we see now is that sometimes we see that kind of text language creeping into our academic writing. So that's not always good. In GTG, got to go or something? Is it? Yeah, all right. Okay, got to go. So it may be interesting, and sometimes you might think, FIY, for your information, I think. Yeah. So, and then somebody has written the, yeah, okay. Make sure that, whenever you write academically, your English is formal, and make sure that you're polite. You don't point a finger at the other person's direction, even though he or she may be actually attacking you. Don't do that, because we never ever do it in academic writing. Okay, so that's what is actually required. Okay, let's take a look at the next one. Some interesting words are here. So please make sure that you understand what they are and don't use them. Avoid using imperatives. Imperatives are actually commands. Like, for example, I have actually written some here. Some examples are, don't touch that, out of my sight. Right? There are more examples. Of course, can you think of some? Right. Write 2 examples in the chat box. So whatever you think of, whatever comes across your mind, you can write now. I'll give you a little bit of time. Get lost. Karthik, that's wonderful. Yeah, well, okay. That's really nice. Anybody who can think of imperatives? Stop talking. Yeah, well, yep. Go to hell. Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, we certainly don't use those kinds of, terminology in academic writing. So don't waste my time. Don't waste time. Stop. Get over here. Shut up. Right? Move out of the way. Keep quiet. Yeah, sure. All of those things are actually terms that we can use in our everyday language, but they don't actually climb on our academic papers, right? Very good. Okay. Let us think of this. A formal document needs to be well structured at all levels. Now, overall structure: present a coherent thesis in the introduction. Make sure that the body of the essay describes the thesis, and restate the thesis in the conclusion. Each paragraph has one relevant subtopic. This means each paragraph has a single topic sentence. Now, I think you would understand what is meant by that. If you do have any queries regarding what I have said just now, you can actually ask me if you want to clarify something. Does anyone want to clarify? So when you write your essay, make sure that you have a good introduction, and every paragraph follows the other through transition elements, transition words, and then write a good conclusion. In the introduction, you're going to be talking about what you would be doing. But having said that, let me also tell you that when you talk about, I see, okay, no, it's pretty sure. Oh yeah, okay, right. So in the introduction, you write what you're going to be doing. And the only way that you can write the introduction, if you might have not known before, would be to write the introduction after you write your essay. So that when you go through your essay, you can say, well, okay, this is the first one that you did, and this is the second one you did. In the body, you just kind of a summary, isn't it? So, that's how you're going to be doing it. Any questions? Do we have any queries? Okay, that's fair enough. Very good. Now, use complete sentences. Every sentence should have a subject and a verb. The sea is rough. It may also have a subject, a verb, a direct object, or a direct object. Some people might pronounce the word, is direct or maybe direct. Really doesn't matter. So, everybody knows what that word is. The teacher gave homework. Or it may be a subject, verb, plus direct object, plus indirect object. So let us see what happens here. Let us see how familiar are we, with this kind of thing. Right. Is there anyone who might want to venture into this subject, verb, and all this agreement thing? Aminat Hanan, you have said that it's all clear, crystal clear, I would say. That's very nice, I guess. So it's perfectly clear, isn't it? Wow, Karthik, that's beautiful. Okay, right. So let's actually proceed on. So the last one is verb, direct object plus indirect object. Let us have a look at this. Use appropriate punctuation marks. Punctuation marks are very important. Without punctuation marks, we really don't know where we are going. It's like the radar, on a ship. So if you don't have that, well, you can write very good sentences, but sometimes, you may get lost. Okay, I mean, I'm not saying that, get lost or something, but you may get lost. Okay, two complete sentences may be separated by a full stop, a question mark, or an exclamation. Crocodiles are mean hunters. Full stop. They can easily kill a lion in the water. That's correct, because there are two sentences and they have a full stop in between. Because all of these two sentences, they're actually complete sentences. They make the meaning. So that means, they are, what shall I say, they are independent clauses, meaning that all of them, the two of them, each of them has a finite verb. Okay. Are crocodiles mean hunters? They certainly are. So, first there is a question asked, and then, this is an interrogative, question asked, and then they certainly are. So, that is also correct. But here, take a look. Note that two separate sentences cannot be separated by a comma in formal writing. So this is what you need to think. In formal writing, we do not use a comma to separate two complete sentences. Like here, crocodiles are mean hunters. They can easily kill a lion in the water. Well, that's not correct. Okay, how clear are we on this one then? Using punctuation, of course, I think everybody knows how to write the full stop, how to begin a sentence with a capital letter, how to use commas, how to use semicolons, how to use colons, how to use brackets. And, there are so many punctuation marks, but I didn't actually have the time to put you on all the punctuation marks possible. So, I just thought I would concentrate on a few, and then if you do have any queries, as you go on writing, you can always have talk to us. You can talk to Yasir or myself, and we are the people, who would be helping you in academic writing, whether it is referencing styles or whether it is, writing clearly. And if you do have any queries regarding whatever it is to do with academic writing, we can actually help you. So do not hesitate. Once you actually start your work, do not hesitate to contact us, and we will be all too happy to help you out. Okay. Right. We are coming to an end. Other uses of the punctuation, and every sentence begins with a capital letter and ends in a full stop. This is actually, trying to sell dates, to Basara or something. Everybody knows this. Commas need to, show a slight pause, right? Okay. While feeding the patient, comma, the nurse noticed a snake creeping up her leg. Wow, what a wonderful thing to happen. They used to show separation of items. So let's take a look at the last sentence. He bought an umbrella, comma, a shirt, and a pair of socks. Now remember that when you use the and also before and, they use a comma. So please do not actually miss that. Okay, are we there? Do we understand what that is? Okay, wonderful. Let us take a look at this. Find the subject, verb, direct object, and the indirect object where appropriate. The bus was late. So can you find the subject and the verb here? The bus was late. What is the subject and what's the verb? Is it the bus? Yeah, verb is late. Yeah, okay. How about thinking about it like this? You have said bus, but what about the bus? Because the is the definite article, so the bus actually means the subject, and was late is the verb, because was will tell you, what form it is, like it is the word to be. Okay, so that is how you should be actually using it. But anyway, this is correct. I wouldn't say it is wrong. The important thing is you know that. The lion killed the crocodile. The lion killed the crocodile. Lion is the subject, yes. Where's the verb? Killed, yeah. And what about the crocodile? Object, yes, but what kind of object? Direct object, yes. Exactly, yes, that's right. Yeah, wonderful. Yeah, sure. Okay, good. The teacher gave the students their marks. The teacher gave the students their marks. Think of this one. The teacher gave the students their marks. The teacher is the subject, yes. Gave is the verb, yes. Gave is the verb, yeah. So, any progress on the last part of the sentence? Okay, the students. Aminath, the students is a direct object. Karthik. Okay, okay. Yes, that's right. Yeah, sure, it is. Yes, very good, people, because it can be a little bit of a difficult thing to understand, because when you say the teacher gave him a present, but what did the teacher give? The teacher gave a present to whom? To him. So that is where, you know, say to whom is the where the place where you have the indirect object. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Okay, very good then, people. Very good. We are coming to the last bit here. The semicolon, how it is used. Ali fell, he knew his, the colon. Ali fell, he knew his arm was broken. So in this instance, I mean, I'm not actually going to give you any exercises just because time is already up. What I would like to do is I'll just explain and say goodbye. It's a very good class today. I'm very happy. The semicolon, the semicolon is used to connect two independent clauses. Now, even you can use the colon also the same way. Ali fell, complete sentence. He knew his arm was broken. So this is separated by a semicolon. What is an independent clause? Now, that is a question I would like you to answer. What's an independent clause? Okay, people, I think we have done so much today, and the colon, and also the for emphasis, right? Let's take a look at the last one. After a month of deliberation, the jury reached a verdict. Colon, guilty. So, you know, that's kind of poised. 15 subjects, 15 A's. This is an achievement of a lifetime, right? So, and also if you have things like time 320 or ratio 2:3, you would use the colon, won't you? Okay, people, the clause that has a complete meaning on its own. Yes, Karthik, that's right. Definitely. Okay, people, we have come to the end of the session, and thank you for being with me, and I hope nobody went to sleep today. How many of you were snoring? Okay, guys, I think we're going to round up, and thank you for listening, and let us see that, you know, people who are present, and I'm going to send this, you know, the answers that you have given. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome. So as I have said, if you do have any queries, please make sure that, you know, you always reach us, Yasir or me. And by the way, I would write my number. Yeah. Okay, that's my number. All right. Okay, people. I think I should stop presenting. And also stop recording. And